Hi, I'm Madison Pruitt, and I've gone retired. A lot of people get confused about the term top of the world. They think the top of the world road is from Tetland Junction all the way to Dawson City. That's not quite true. The road from Tetland Junction to Eagle, Alaska is called the Taylor Highway. The road from Dawson City to the junction of the Taylor Highway is the top of the world road. But in any case, this is a beautiful and somewhat exciting drive. Well, I'm about to say farewell to the Yukon. It was nice camping here last night. One of the things I've always noticed is how fast the Yukon moves. Look at that. Look at that surface. Look at how quickly it's moving. It's got a strong current flowing from the mountains to the Bering Sea, Bering Straits, whatever. But it's got a long way to go to reach the ocean. But it's moving pretty fast and pretty consistently. Had a pleasant night last night and about to head to the top of the world road. I might go up to Eagle. I'm not sure yet, once I cross the border. Anyway, I'm going to have a good journey, and hopefully I'll have a lot of fun like I've had these past couple of weeks. Take care. Got a big fifth wheeler up here in front of me. I'm going to have to somehow negotiate. Hope he's got the common sense to know to take it easy. I guess he is. Because I got the common sense to stay out of his way. I think I found where the rattling was. Let's see if this will work. And off we go to the top of the world, to the U.S. border. Up and away! Dawson, and that's the part, the west bank of the Yukon. And of course, in the winter months, they're completely cut off except for the ice. And the ice usually freezes thick enough so that they can drive on it and get supplies. But during the early freezing season and the late freezing season, there's no way to cross over at all because the river. When the river is frozen, the ferry cannot go across. Kind of funny, there's a golf course up here on the west bank. Golf course in Dawson. Everybody's got to have a golf course. A lot of people that are unfamiliar, they hadn't driven on these rough roads, are terrified of this road. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a hard road, but it's not anything as hard as the Dempster. And yeah, it's high, but again, it's not nearly as high as the Dempster. It's a beautiful drive. After the ascent, there is a rest stop where you have one last view of the Yukon River. The views from the top of the world are absolutely spectacular. Explanation about why these roads tend to be on the mountaintops. If they were in the valleys, yeah, it might be safer, but you'd be driving it muck. And the valleys are, that's where the permafrost is. The permafrost isn't on the top of the mountains, so therefore, by riding on the ridges, you don't run the risk of running into permafrost, melted permafrost. So. As soon as I find the Alaska sign, I got to get my selfie of the sign. I think it's at this rest area. It's so funny, you got this gorgeous road here, but it only goes for about 10 miles. Extension up to Eagle. It's a gravel road. It looks dry though. It's a little more bumpy than some of the roads I've been on, but it doesn't seem to have as much, as many potholes. So take the good with the bad, right? I drove into Eagle. I'd never been here, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting. And it is interesting. It's hard to get here. I mean, it is incredibly hard. The road, the Taylor Highway, is just really, really, really hard. It's kind of rocky. In many places, it's really only a one-lane road. And it's in the mountains, way high up. Eagle used to be the trading center for the miners up here. Since it's on the Yukon River, it provides a way to get goods from Dawson City and also from Fairbanks. So it was in its time, it was fairly booming. They actually have a port of entry for customs because people from Canada will canoe down here, so they have to go through customs. So they actually have a small customs house. They have an old courthouse that used to be a court center. I'd say there's probably about 58 people that live here full time now. And like a lot of these old towns that are associated with mining, it's shrunk big time. But they maintain a fairly good presence. There's a real good BLM campground here, and there's also a old fort that's on the Federal Registry. So they do have some things that are worth seeing. I kind of screwed up though this morning. I wanted to take a walking tour of the town that starts at 9 o'clock, and most of my clocks, my phones and all that stuff were still on Pacific time, not on Alaska time, which is an hour later. So I got here an hour early, so I'm just wasting time until it starts and all that. Anyway, like I said, I'm in Eagle, Alaska, checking it out. I'm going to try to make it, I'll make it to Chicken. The question is, do I make it to Tok? But I'll head out probably around noon. And it's not an easy drive. It's 100 miles from here to Chicken, and it'll take a good 3.5 hours to get there. 3.5, maybe even 4. A very, very tedious driving. Eagle's a small village, maybe about 58 people full time. They have a fairly large hotel, though. I guess they have quite a few tourists to come during the summer months. Well, we're back at the Yukon. This is in Eagle, Alaska. And the river is still flowing pretty fast. There's a little piece of driftwood that shows you how fast it's going. A bed and breakfast in Eagle. Judge Wickersham established law in northern Alaska. General Billy Mitchell got his start in Eagle, Alaska. Fort Egbert was built in Eagle, Alaska to provide military support for the interior of Alaska. A tour of the old fort reveals many wonderful artifacts from the early era. One of the responsibilities of the military here was to protect a telegraph line which was laid between Eagle and Valdez, Alaska. With Marconi's wireless radio, however, the need for a telegraph wire no longer existed, and the fort was abandoned. They relied on dog teams for transportation here. However, I thought it was odd that they had a radio here since the fort was abandoned in 1911. And as always, there are a few odd things. It soon came time to leave Eagle and head to Chicken, Alaska.